Boom, action. Why do you want to be a software engineer? So I want to be a software engineer because it's always been a dream of mine, especially growing up with video games. Just wanted to make my own video game, thinking I have all these great ideas on leveling up and what's to happen when you swing your sword or shoot your gun or whatever, right? And so it's always been a dream of mine, and now it's just relived because it's so accessible, this knowledge and information. And so, why not live out my dream, a childhood dream that I had years ago now? But not just with video games, but with web pages and applications and devices such as AirPods or iPhones or whatever. And so, I just think it's about time that I realized what 8-year-old Daniel wanted to do all along. So why do I want to work at this company? Well, this company right now, I'm interviewing with Church of the Highlands, which is a amazing church. And so the reason why I want to work there is because they have a mission statement that I can get on board with. There are so many different organizations under the Church of the Highlands umbrella that's always geared toward reaching everyone with the gospel and training leaders to go out and be the hands and feet of Jesus, which is a huge goal of mine. I'm a firm believer of I've gotten this great wealth of information. It's ever increasing with software engineering and developing. Why not use it for something more than securing the bag? Why not use it for something more than setting my kids up for success or whatever the case may be? Those things will happen and I'll get exactly what I need. But I want to do something that impacts the other person's life. I want to do something that is transcendent, that makes the world around me better. And tell me about a time, or tell you, I guess, about a time that I had a conflict with one of my colleagues. So, just a disclaimer, when I hear the word conflict, sometimes I think about like headbutting, and it's like knock down, drag out, dramatic, yelling, arguing. But I think sometimes conflict is just, it's like one person going in one direction and one person going in the other direction, but their goal is to meet at the same place. So maybe they're trying to get to A to C, but maybe their B looks different. Maybe B for person A is going to the left and B for person B is going to the right. And so with that, right now I work for Every Arkansas Inc., which is a nonprofit out in Little Rock, Arkansas. And one of the things that makes us special is we receive donations from all over the place. And it's our job to get it either into the hands of the communities or into the hands of the churches or nonprofits around the communities to get it to the communities. And so a coworker of mine who I absolutely love and adore, she just had a different B. She had a different middle point with getting resources out to either churches or nonprofits or communities. And so, as we're taking these donations in, my mindset is I wanted to live here as short as possible before getting to C, whether it's the church or the community, right? And her mindset was, we may not know what C looks like yet. So let's just take it all in and then we'll figure it out later, which is not a terrible idea. It's just not how I work. And so there we have it, where we have a different B, so to speak, a different middle point. And so, how do we work it out? Well, we didn't yell at each other. We didn't think, the other person is incompetent or whatever. We worked together. We were a team before all of this, and we were going to remain a team through it and even throughout. And so I had to say, look, I don't even know what C looks like. I don't even know who C is. C may be a church, maybe a community, maybe the person we meet 10 minutes later after this conversation. And so I can't be arrogant in assuming that I always know, well, this will go here, this will go there. But we also know, and she was able to acknowledge, that we don't want to be a storehouse in that sense, in which stuff just lives there forever. And maybe things that could have just skipped us and went right to somewhere else where it could meet an immediate need. Um, we just want to make sure that we avoid just being hoarders. And so we came to an agreement. We said, okay, some things gonna have they're gonna have a 7 day shelf life, a 14-day shelf life, and a 30-day shelf life. Meaning, if I have a pack of diapers that comes in, maybe I want to look around, assess my community and the relationships that I have with the nonprofits around me, and say, okay, who could use some diapers, or who do you know that could use some diapers? Well, if I don't have an answer back in 7 to 14 days, then I'll move it to the next part of our distribution process. So that way, maybe it meets a need where I don't even see one. And then also, it just helped because sometimes, like I said, we don't know. We don't know when a need's going to arise or whatever. So we made a 7 day, a 14-day, and a 30-day compromise. And believe me, this just squashed any future unseen conflicts or arguments or time wasted on trying to figure things out. We said we have a game plan, we have a system in place that'll live past way belong way way further out, um, than what we can see, or where we may even be here. It may be 1 2 3 years down the road, and maybe we've transitioned down to another part of the organization, or to another organization completely, but that system still is in place and is still going, and is preventing us from being a pool of resources in which we can't move them out. But also, we are, just knowing that sometimes we don't always know where places are going to be. They may have to stay there for a while before they move out. So, thanks for listening to my story toolbox. And I did this under 7 minutes. High five.